it's me. I just wanted to take a minute and tell you how we are going to make the blend for our doll bead girl. So you have in front of you, or what you see here, is a whole bunch of colors. Now I have, you'll see here the bottom row, here you go, the bottom row of my clay box is pretty empty. This is more of the neutral colors in my block, or in my box rather. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to make a harmonious color palette. We've done this in our live videos a couple times, but we have a lot of new members with us now and they're not all on Facebook. So I thought I would pre-record a video for all of us. There are two elements that are going to be the same in my bead girl doll, and that is silver Premo clay as well as granite. We have talked about before in my clay box, if you see clay that is like this with a line through it and is still in its regular, I'm going to call it clay block form, even like this, that is still square, that means that I have added nothing to it. But if you see it like this, if it's in a ball, or like this, little round droplets, or like this, where it has been made to fit, that means that it has been mixed with something. I don't know what, and I don't care. So I'm going to set these two colors aside for now. Even though this has color added to it, it doesn't matter. I'm going to show you the way that I make color. And this is my personal color theory. There's no name to it. I think it's pretty universal. And this is how you should go about making color. It's kind of a no-nonsense way. So I want some greens and some blues for my bead girl doll to use for her. So I'm going to make a few random greens. So let's take a little bit of wasabi here, a little bit of Spanish olive. Let's put those together. Let's take a little bit of this. Let's add that in there. And then let's take some bright green on this one and a little more wasabi here. And let's add some of this, whatever this might be. And again, remember, because this is a different shape, and that means it's been blended with something. It looks like it has a little peacock pearl in it. Most of these are Premo. Let's throw in a little bit of this silvery color here. Okay. And because of the size of our beads we're going to need for our bead girl doll, we'll need relatively large colors. So let's take a little bit of this Spanish olive. Let's add some brown to it. So let's take some of this. I don't want to use all of this Spanish olive, so let's save a little bit of that Spanish olive. And let's brighten that Spanish olive with a little bit of that green. Now this green, you can tell by looking at it, has a lot of yellow in it, but green and yellow and brown will go together just fine, so that's fine. Let's add a little bit of gold. Gold has yellow, and you can tell also by looking at it. If you're good with your colors, sometimes you can tell by looking what's in the base of that clay. So gold has yellow in it, so let's make that a color. So we've got this color and this color and this color. Okay, let's use whatever this is here. Let's just use all of that. And let's add a little bit of whatever this might be to it. And let's take this blue, and since this green has some blue stuck to it, we'll just add that there. And blue and yellow go together to make green. So this might be a blue-green color by the time it's done when we add that gold to it. So that can be another color. So you've got those. Let's put those two together. Now we already have those two here. So let's add some blue to it to make a blue-green. Okay, do you see how I'm doing this? I'm just kind of using some common sense. This might need something else. Let's add that to it because that can't hurt anything. Let's make a few browns. This one's kind of a reddish, so let's make a red brown. It's a nice dark chocolate. Let's throw some of that in there. Make a nice metallic-y red color. This guy has a lot of metallic, a lot of green metallic. So why don't we take this and put those two together. That'll be pretty. Sure. And because this has a lot of yellow in it, and so does this gold. This is gold straight from the block. It looks a little bit funky, but you can still see the line in it. Probably just squeezed it to put it in the box. So we'll kind of add this together. So that'll be a color. Now this is not enough to make a full color. So let's add that. Well, no, let's add some chocolate, some deep chocolate to that. So let's add this to that. There we go, that's better. Make more of a color there. Okay, this is some pearl. So pearl is a nice lightener. So let's add pearl to this. And let's add some pearl here. Okay, now this is still green, and we want to keep that on the green side. So let's add some peacock pearl or whatever's in this. There's a lot of peacock pearl in here. I don't know what else was in here. Now if I look closely, this and this look very similar, and I don't want that. So let's add peacock to this, or this pearl. This is just pearl clay. Let's add pearl to this one to lighten that a bit. Okay, so we have this chunky, silvery, blobby thing. So let's make that one a bluey, silvery, blobby thing. Sure. Let's add those blues there. All right, now we don't have a lot of red. And I did that on purpose because I wasn't sure that I wanted to use red. Now, alizarin is very, 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 so I'll use the right end of the blade. Good thing my blade's dull. Alizarin is exceptionally strong, so use it sparingly. So this one's going to go very, very red. That orange is going to get lost. So we'll add brown to it and make this one a brown one. Let's add a bit of the... Let's add some chocolate to it, because that alizarin's going to overpower. Let's add some of this there. Okay. Let's make this in brown, the alizarin, and a little bit of gold. That'll be pretty. So we've got this one. So we've got this here and this one. See how I'm just kind of throwing things together? We still got this blue hanging out. I'm not sure what to do with him. And that one looks like it doesn't have near enough clay for that green, so... Alright, let's do one thing at a time. And this is just kind of what you do. You just kind of play with your colors. And that brown is going to need some more base. So let's add some of this. Looks like some really old sand color. Let's lighten this a bit with the same, because it's already got metallic. Okay. You know what, let's just throw this one on here. Throw that whole thing on there. It's going to be a heavy, heavy, heavy metallic. Let's see if I have some more blue. I do. So I'm going back to my bucket here. I've got two blues. So I've got this kind of a sand blue or baby sky blue. So let's add that here. It's got a lot of white in it, so I don't want to use a whole lot of that. I've got this gorgeous blue. Clearly I've made it myself from something. So let's add a little bit of that here. Break up that metallic, because there's a lot of metallic in that. All right, perfect. Okay, let's keep going, keep trucking. So got this red, got this. Okay, let's see. This, I need a little more red, so let's see what I have in my bucket. I keep calling it my bucket. I'm sorry, sometimes I do that. It's my clay box. Oh, here's a jelly roll. It's got black and it's got red in it. Sure, let's throw that in there. Why not, right? Actually, maybe we should do more of an orange there, because that has orange, and that orange is going to get lost. That would be very different. Let's add more of whatever this happens to be. There. Let's add that, and then let's use this jelly roll with whatever color red I made here. It's kind of off camera. Let's put it on camera. Whatever color red that was there, and add some alizarin plus this chocolate. And this is almost an all metallic jelly roll. I'm going to put this alizarin back because I don't want to use much more of that because it's just so dark. Okay. Because it's so dark, let's, don't want to use more metallic. Let's lighten it with this. Okay, so I've got this here. Let's add a little bit of this. You want to be careful not to do too many metallics because the silver and the granite, which both have metallic in them, are in our mix. Okay, those colors look good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put these leftover metallics away because we don't want to use them and we don't want to get confused with what we're using and what we're not using. So I always put everything away that I'm not using. Okay, so as of right now, here's our palette. Now you're going to say, well, how in the world are all these colors going to match? We just have little bits and bobs and boobs here. Okay, so there's our colors. But remember, we're going to make a palette using these two colors, so all of these will match. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take and I'm going to cut slices of this granite slab off, and the colors that might not be enough are going to get the most granite, and the colors that have a lot are going to get the least amount of granite. But every clay stack is going to have a little bit of granite on it. Absolutely, everyone is going to get a granite hat. The amount of granite truly doesn't matter so long as it has some of this stack. So I'm cutting the granite kind of off camera. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. You can probably hear me cutting it, but probably can't see it at this point anymore. So this guy here needed more granite. So I'm going to go ahead and give him more of that granite that I think he needs. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and see, this is where your decision-making process comes in, because all of these have a significant portion of silver in the mix. I'm not going to mix in this silver yet. I'm going to mix in just the granite, and I'm going to see if I like the colors. If I do not like the colors, then I will add the silver. And so I'm going to turn the camera off at this point. I'm going to mix all these together, and then we'll come back, okay? Okay, everything has now been thoroughly conditioned. And obviously some of these sheets ended up larger than others, which you could tell they're folded multiple times. But I am extremely pleased with the results, and I'm not going to add any of the Primo silver. Most of these, with the exception of a few, this one doesn't have a whole lot of metallic in it, have just turned out absolutely beautifully. You know, you don't want every single sheet to have metallic in it as a general rule of thumb. This one is extraordinarily very heavy-handed metallic, you can tell just there, as well as this one, which is practically nothing but a antique gold color. But for the most part, they turned out absolutely stunning. What I realized in using this, I did pull out a piece of the original granite type color because I don't know if you can really see that well. I did pull out a piece of the original granite color when I realized what was happening. If this is a perfect example and I folded it this way, one of the things that I had added into my blend at some point in time was coffee grounds. I love the effect of coffee grounds in a clay mix, not instant coffee, regular coffee grounds. So if you are a Keurig K-Cup user and you hate wasting all of those K-Cups, this is absolutely a perfect time. Open a K-Cup, Once you've used it, let the grounds dry out and repurpose the grounds into some of this clay. It's a great thing to use for this steampunk project that we're going to do today, or for any project for that matter. Coffee grounds is a great additive. It adds a nice little, what is that in your clay kind of a thing. Do not use instant coffee grounds, they just turn to mush. Just use regular coffee grounds. So this is my color palette for this project. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 colors for this project. And when I am done with these, whatever's not left, I will take and I will put right back into my clay box and roll into a ball or some other obscure shape and reuse for another project at another time. There is literally no waste in clay, so I don't believe in having a scrap bin, although I do have it. You can see there's hardly anything in it. I do have one, but I rarely will throw things in it, only if I put paint on the surface or something that I don't want to put in my regular clay box. But there you have it, folks. So I hope this helped. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this color mixing video, and I will see you later. Okay, bye!